So this class today is talking about using DNA results for family history, which is probably my favorite subject. And I'm really excited to share some of the stories that I don't normally get to share. I have gotten permission to use most of what I am sharing. So the first thing I want to talk about is resources, and that you really are going to have to educate yourself to use DNA in conjunction with your genealogical research. But there are a ton of resources out there. I'm not going to go into depth on the actual DNA part of it, but in how I've utilized it to help solve, or in some of the cases that we're working on right now. One of the best sources is the ISOG Wiki, which stands for the International Society of Genetic Genealogy. It's at isog.org. And when I was just beginning, I thought the website was a little overwhelming, so I didn't typically send beginners there. But there is a section that is for beginners. It's Beginner's Guide to Genetic Genealogy. And it has a lot of great links and sources that you can go to get an understanding. And I just realized I'm going to be in big trouble because I forgot to add in here the FH guide, which also has a section that will link you to a lot of these resources. The BYU Family History Library just put out a series of 4 parts called DNA Kindergarten about, I don't know, just the last few months with Bonnie Belza, which is a really good beginner course explaining, and of course it takes 4 sections which will outline different aspects of using DNA for genealogy and go into a little bit more detail than I can today. So I recommend that. I also really like Kelly Wheaton's Beginner's Guide to Genetic Genealogy. Her site is a blog-based site, and she has a lot of really good information and breaks it down quite simply and basic. So, but those are just a few of the examples of places that you can go. There really are literally thousands of places that you can go to get started and learn. Focus on beginning, and then as you go, you can get more advanced information. So this is definitely a line upon line type of process, but you just have to jump in. So the first question whenever you start to do any type of research is, what is your goal? And you have to have a research question, and that's no different when you're using DNA, but probably more important when you are using DNA. For example, you have to kind of know what you want to learn. Is it that you're interested in doing some surname research? Do you want to break down a brick wall or solve some sort of family mystery? How far back in your family tree does your brick wall go? What's the ancestral pattern going back to that brick wall? Does it go through your mother's line or father's line, or does it zigzag in between? And or maybe you're just primarily interested in your ethnicity, and so that might be a question. And sometimes the ethnicity can be helpful. In my case, most of the time it has not been as helpful as I would have liked, but it certainly is another clue. So we do have to talk about DNA and some of the basics just to explain how you can use those in real life cases. So I'm going to explain what it can do first. It can definitely provide clues for your research. It can help to verify a traditional paper trail research. It can validate or disprove family stories or theories. It can reveal previously unknown relationships. It can connect you with close and extended relatives. And it can help break through those brick walls, and it can confirm a relationship between 2 people. And I would say that DNA has proved valuable in every one of these instances for me, and I have stories and cases more than I could outline today showing how it has been useful in all of those. But we have to talk about what it won't do. It won't magically solve your family mysteries. Sometimes people take a DNA test and they think that they'll just log in and automatically their tree will just appear and everything will be in order. And that's not the case. It actually takes some work and time, and it won't take the place of traditional research. It's simply another source or another tool that you're going to put in your tool bag.